Fifth lesson. Politeness maketh man.
Discretion and reserve are two of the traits that go into making up the English character.
The English are often polite to the point where other nations would accuse them of hypocrisy.
Consider the case of the man in the underground during rush hour who says timidly to the person next to him,
Excuse me, sir, but I'm afraid that I've been stupid enough to put my foot underneath yours. Could you possibly move?
Yes, it can sometimes be difficult to navigate through the shark-infested waters of politeness.
An American visitor was being shown around a seaside resort in the north of England.
Having seen all the main attractions, he arrived at a naturist beach where a dozen or so men and women were relaxing and swimming in the nude.
The American stopped and watched in amazement. He then turned to his host and asked,
Is it considered proper to swim naked in a public place?
His host seemed put out.
No, he replied, but it is considered improper to watch people bathing in a public place.
A socialite once told Oscar Wilde about a gentleman who was so well dressed that people would turn and look at him in the street.
In that case, said Wilde disdainfully, he is not well dressed.
In such circumstances, it is usually better to keep silent than to open one's mouth and put one's foot in it.
Exercises.
I was showing my parents around the Metropolitan when a guide came up and said,
Excuse me, sir. I'm afraid it's impossible to visit this section of the museum today.
The mechanic slid underneath the car to inspect the damage.
I told you to check the electricity. Look at those bare wires.
Mrs. de Vere was an amusing hostess. Her guests always ended up in the swimming pool with their clothes on.
They're a shy couple. They really don't like socializing.